You have a foam roller, a massage gun, compression boots, recovery supplements, a sleep tracker, a cold plunge, and you are still chronically under-recovered. Ancient warriors had none of these things. No technology, no supplements, no optimization protocols. And they recovered fast enough to march 20 miles one day and fight a battle the next. The difference is not technology. It is philosophy. Today, in 5 minutes, what they knew that you are completely missing. Welcome back to Stoic Athlete, where ancient wisdom meets modern performance. Modern recovery culture is extraordinarily sophisticated in its tools and almost completely unsophisticated in its philosophy, because recovery is not just a physical process. It is a mental one, and the mental component, which ancient warriors understood and applied with extraordinary precision, is the component that modern athletes are almost entirely missing. The Stoics built their recovery philosophy around 4 principles that cost nothing, require no equipment, and produce results that no recovery device ever could. Here they are. Principle 1. Recovery is not the absence of training. It is a different kind of training. Marcus Aurelius understood that the body and mind are one system. What you do during recovery, how you think, how you rest, how you treat the period between sessions, determines what your training can produce. Roman legions built a fully fortified camp every single evening after their march, not because they were not tired, because they understood that the quality of your rest determines the quality of your next performance. They treated recovery with the same discipline and intentionality they brought to the march itself. Most modern athletes treat recovery as passive collapse after training. Rest whenever possible, however possible, with no intentionality whatsoever. The ancient warrior treated recovery as active, deliberate, philosophical practice. Your practice. Approach every rest day and every post-session period with one question: how can I make the best possible use of this recovery window? Not passively, actively, deliberately, with the same intentionality you bring to your training sessions. Principle 2. Stillness is the most underused recovery tool available to any athlete. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Nowhere can man find a quieter or more untroubled retreat than in his own soul, the inner retreat." The practice of complete mental stillness that allows the nervous system to genuinely recover from the demands placed on it during training. Modern athletes fill every recovery moment with stimulation. Social media, podcasts, television, content consumption that keeps the nervous system in a state of low-grade activation throughout the supposed recovery period. The nervous system that is never genuinely recovers. It arrives at the next training session already partially fatigued from the stimulation that was supposed to be rest. Seneca practiced deliberate stillness daily, not meditation in the modern sense, simply the withdrawal of external stimulation. and the experience of genuine mental quiet. Your practice. 30 minutes daily of complete stillness during your recovery period. No phone, no content, no stimulation, just quiet. Just the nervous system doing the recovery work that stimulation prevents. Ancient warriors recovered in the silence of their camp. Recover in yours. Principle 3. Sleep as philosophical commitment, not biological accident. Roman legions built fully fortified camps every single evening. Not occasionally, every evening. Regardless of how far they had marched, regardless of what battles were ahead. Because Roman military commanders understood something. Modern athletes still resist. Sleep is not a reward for hard training. Sleep is where hard training becomes results. Every muscle fiber rebuilt stronger, every neural pathway refined, every hormonal system restored, every immune response completed. None of this happens during training. It all happens during sleep. Marcus Aurelius completed his evening review. Every night, the honest examination of his day, and then transitioned deliberately into sleep, not collapsed into it from exhaustion. Transitioned deliberately. The Stoics treated sleep as a philosophical practice, a conscious closing of one day and preparation for the next. Your practice. A deliberate sleep ritual. The same sequence of actions every evening. Review your training day. Prepare your morning. Then, sleep intentionally. Not when you collapse. When you choose. 8 hours, minimum. Non-negotiable. The Roman legion did not compromise their camp. Do not compromise your sleep. Principle 4. Voluntary simplicity in recovery. Seneca wrote, "Set aside a certain number of days during which you shall be content with the scantiest and cheapest fare." He was practicing voluntary simplicity, stripping away everything non-essential to discover what was actually necessary. Modern recovery culture has created extraordinary complexity. 12 different supplements, multiple devices, complicated protocols that require more mental energy to implement than the training they are supposed to support. Seneca would call this confusion dressed as sophistication. The most important recovery tools available to any athlete require no equipment and no money. Sleep, stillness, simple nutrition, movement without load. These 4 things consistently applied with complete intentionality produce more recovery than any supplement stack ever formulated. Your practice. Simplify your recovery immediately. Keep what is essential. Sleep, stillness, simple nutrition, light movement. Release what is adding complexity without adding genuine recovery value. The ancient warrior recovered with nothing and was ready for battle the next morning. You have everything. Use what actually works. Here is the complete ancient warrior recovery system. 4 principles. No equipment required. Principle 1. Recovery is training. Approach every recovery window with active, deliberate intentionality. How can I make the best use of this period? Principle 2. Stillness is recovery. 30 minutes daily of complete stimulation-free quiet. Let the nervous system do the work that stimulation prevents. Principle 3. Sleep is philosophical commitment. 8 hours. Deliberate sleep ritual. Non-negotiable. The Roman legion built their camp. Build yours. Principle 4. Voluntary simplicity. Strip recovery to what is essential. Sleep stillness. Simple nutrition. Light movement. Release the complexity. 4 principles. 2,000 years old. Still more effective than everything modern recovery culture has produced. Not because the ancients were smarter, because they understood something we have forgotten in our obsession with optimization. Recovery is not a problem to be solved with technology. It is a practice to be developed with philosophy. The practice is simple. The consistency is the difficulty, and consistency, as every Stoic philosopher understood, is the only thing that actually compounds into something extraordinary. Ancient warriors had no recovery technology, and they recovered fast enough to march 20 miles one day and fight a battle the next, not because of what they used, because of how they thought about recovery. Recovery is training. Stillness is recovery. Sleep is philosophical commitment. Simplicity is sophistication. 4 principles. Starting tonight. If the Marcus Aurelius approach to rest and recovery resonated with you today, watch our Marcus Aurelius on rest video next. Because his complete rest philosophy goes 10 times deeper than what we covered here, and it will permanently change how you think about every recovery period you will ever have. Watch that video next. I will see you there.